Hi guys, this is another late night video. Again, sorry about the lack of natural lighting. But today I want to talk about something that is really close to my heart, something that I genuinely care about with a burning passion. And that is the arts. And I want to discuss the predicament in which we find ourselves in, where they are grossly undervalued. And I'm someone who has always been into the arts since I was a kid, in different forms of it. Actually, I was always in story writing competitions, impromptu poem writing. My poems and my write-ups were in school magazines. I went to drama school for 2 years, and I was really into theater. I participated in plays all the time. Since I was 10, I was always into music. I learned keyboard when I was just, I think, 10 or 11 years old, and then I went on to give Trinity exams for the same. And so I was deeply, deeply involved into arts. I just always assumed this might be something I might end up pursuing in the future. So it came as a shock to me even as a 23-year-old. I found myself in my final year of pre-med, and I was like, why am I here? I don't belong here. What is happening? Why am I here? And this, I'm sure, happens with a lot of people who, like me, are really passionate about the arts, but somehow just don't find themselves pursuing it, somehow find themselves losing more and more time that they would want to give to their artistic pursuits. Why is it that whenever someone says that they want to become a writer, a painter, an actor, or a dancer, the immediate reaction is, okay, but what's your real job gonna be like? Why is it that STEM, tech, or these fields, why is that STEM is mostly is the only career path that is considered viable or practical or fruitful? Why is that the case? And what we can do to fix it, what we can do to stop the arts from, especially the arts, from becoming just like an optional background noise. What we as a community and society can do to help artists, that is what I want to discuss today. First, I want to discuss why is this the case, and then I want to discuss how we can take steps to change this. And one step at a time, right? One step at a time. So let's get into this. I'm actually sad and also kind of excited about this video, and I hope this makes at least some impact, because if it does, I'll be pretty happy with myself. We live in a world where everything is measured by money. Your career, your future, your worth, it all comes down to a paycheck. And art is something that doesn't immediately yield that big reward, that big money. So it is brushed off as just a hobby or unrealistic. But the irony is that we constantly consume art. You're watching this video, that's art. You listen to music when you're sad. You watch movies or binge your favorite comfort shows when you're tired. You scroll through Pinterest when you need some serotonin. We consume art constantly. We crave art. We need art. We just don't want to pay for it. And that is where the problem lies. That is the issue. I get it. STEM feels safe. But STEM is not immune to instability either. AI is replacing jobs. Layoffs are happening all over the tech world. There is no such thing as guaranteed success anymore. Not in this economy. And forcing everyone into the same mold, either be a doctor or an engineer or you're nothing, that's not security. That's control. Some people are born to create. They see the world in movement, in lyrics, in colors. Why do we shame that? Why do we treat that as plan B? You know what got me through my worst days? It was books, music, it was stories that I could see myself in. Art is not just cute little pastime. Art heals trauma. It gives people an avenue to express themselves in a way they can't using words. Art gives people purpose, identity, catharsis. Try removing art from your life completely. No playlists, no movies, no comfort shows, no poetry, no reading, no Instagram aesthetics, no memes, no nothing. What's left? Just work and sleep? That's not life. That's existence. We love to romanticize the starving artist aesthetic, But y'all, starvation isn't cute, it's exploitative. Schools will be the first to cut the fundings for arts. Platforms will algorithmically suppress independent creatives. Artists are expected to work for free for exposure, meanwhile, the system literally profits off their work. It's backwards. But people still create. Writers still write. Actors still act. Painters still paint. Despite everything working against them, artists still do art. That is the power of art. It finds a way to exist even when everything is working against it. Now, if you're wondering what you can do to support struggling artists, here's how you can support them. You can start by paying for their work, by subscribing to their Patreon or buying their art. Let's say you can't do that, you can share their work. One repost goes a long way. Algorithms are brutal, so one repost might actually help them reach more people. Credit their work. Always tag them when you're sharing their work. Don't ever forget to tag them. That's theft. And go to shows, stream the indie film, go to a crafts fair, visit the gallery. These are all the ways you can support artists around you. You can also encourage the young creatives in your life, especially if they doubt themselves. And if you don't have the money, let's say we were just broke and we don't got the money to do that, even likes, comments, referrals, reviews, all of these are ways to support artists in and around your life. Art is not just decoration, it is documentation. It is what tells the future generations who we were, what we felt, and what we believed in. Art preserves history. Art challenges power. Art creates empathy. It bridges cultures, and it becomes the voice of the unheard. A society that values art is a society that values soul, that values humanity. The more we discourage arts as a society, the more hollow we become. Just look around you right now. The numbness, the burnout, the obsession with productivity over presence. That is the direct side effect of a society that is suppressing individual expression, that is suppressing creativity. That is what happens when independent thought and creativity is buried. Now, this is not about tearing down STEM. We need doctors and engineers and scientists, of course we do. But we also need poets and dancers and writers and actors and storytellers and filmmakers. And we need to stop acting like they're less than. Because together we can create a world that is not just efficient, but also worth living in, also beautiful. The best tech has design, the best medicine has empathy, and the best progress has vision. So arts and science do their best when they work together, not against each other. So if you're an artist that is watching this, keep creating. We love you and we need you. Please comment on my video so that I can go ahead and I can support your work. I would love to do that for you. And if you're not an artist but you love art, then do something. Show up, support, lift up, share, be there, because the world is not run by logic alone. It is held together by stories, by songs, and by color. And if we let that go, we are losing something very sacred. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Tell me which form of art saved you. What artist do you think deserves more love right now? And like, share, subscribe or whatever. But most importantly, do not be afraid to take space creatively. Okay, we need more dreamers as a society. We need more rebels and we need more feelers. We need you. Don't stop creating art, and let me know if I can help you in your quest in becoming an artist. So I hope this video reaches the right audience and has the impact that I hope for it to have.